From HBO Pictures.
Play ball!
Once there were the major leagues, and there were the Negro Leagues. Until 1945, when all that was about to change. Satchel Paige, Josh Gibson, and Jackie Robinson. They dreamed of making the majors. They ended up making history. Soul of the Game. Premieres Saturday, April 20th at 8 p.m. only on HBO.
Marilyn Monroe was our fantasy. Norma Jean was her reality.
You are going to be famous even if it kills me.
HBO Pictures is proud to present Mira Sorvino, Academy Award nominee for Woody Allen's Mighty Aphrodite, starring with Ashley Judd from the critically acclaimed Smoke and Heat in Norma Jean and Marilyn. Coming in May, only on HBO.
Next up, HBO's Boxing After Dark goes back to the lower weight classes for action first. At 122 pounds, Orlando Canizales and Junior Jones. Then at 130, slugger Arturo Gatti against challenger Wilson Rodriguez. Next on HBO, Boxing After Dark.
HBO Saturday Nights. They're a great thing. New movies week after week.
Are you getting HBO because we're supposed to get HBO?
Next week, Whoopi Goldberg, Mary Louise Parker, and Drew Barrymore detour across America. Boys on the Side.
Like, hello?
And on April 6th, Chris Farley, David Spade, Bo Derek, Rob Lowe. Watch the Sparks Fly, Tommy Boy.
That's the laugh.
April 13th, David Caruso, Nicolas Cage, Samuel L. Jackson. A brave stool pigeon clashes with the underworld. Kiss of Death. Say, ah. Then on the 20th, Delroy Lindo, Michael T. Williamson, and Blair Underwood as Jackie Robinson in HBO Pictures' Soul of the Game.
I'm interested in signing you for the Dodgers.
And in the weeks to come...
I love you too.
She's a scender.
NYPD.
They're all here, week after week. A new movie, guaranteed. Saturday nights on HBO.
George Carlin's back in the hood. And in just 1 week, he'll be coming to you live from New York City's Beacon Theater for the HBO Comedy Hour. George Carlin back in town. That's live.
Live.
Next Saturday night at 10.
Hi.
Only on HBO.
If you watch my show, I'll give you a free feel.
Hi, I'm Sinbad. And the name of my new HBO comedy special is called Son of a Preacher Man. You know why? Because I'm a son. My dad's a preacher. So I call myself Son of a Preacher Man. Kind of put those two concepts together. And you know what? They say you can't know where you're going until you know where you've been. So I keep a little picture of myself to remind myself of the childlike qualities that I possess.
The only one who could ever reach me was the son of a preacher man.
The HBO Comedy Hour. Sinbad, Son of a Preacher Man. Giving comedy some soul. Premieres Saturday, April 13th on HBO.
Hey, HBO, something special's on. Tracy Ullman is Sidney Cross. Just one of her multiple personalities in HBO's new comedy series, Tracy Takes On.
We sue him, and his estate will be liable for damages. He was an investment broker, so he must be good for at least $2 million. And if he's not, we'll sue the family. What's the matter?
I don't think that's right.
You think we should go for $3 million?
I don't think we should be suing his family. They've just suffered a tragic bereavement. They had to bury him without his head.
Right. It's not their fault their son jumped under a train.
Don't you realize that most suicides are suffering from childhood-related trauma? A guy jumps under the train, it follows. There must have been something wrong with the parents. Maybe he wasn't breastfed for long enough. Maybe they didn't spend enough time with him and he sat alone in the yard eating ants and playing with sticks and empty Coke cans. There's a lot of unknown scenarios here. This is the real world, people.
Tracy Takes On, every Wednesday night at 10:30, only on HBO.
Rasputin, the HBO original movie, premiered this week in Los Angeles. Alan Rickman portrays the mystical monk to Sir Ian McKellen and Greta Scacchi's Nicholas and Alexandra Romanoff.
What's interesting about this version of the story is that Rasputin emerges as an utterly believable person, not just as a monster.
Much of Rasputin was shot on actual locations in St. Petersburg.
It's actually quite unnerving to be filming in the building that he was killed in. To have your trailer parked outside the very patch of snow that he was shot in.
Marvelous, marvelous film. It's terrific. Everyone is just absolutely marvelous in it. It's so moving.
Rasputin premieres this month. Also in the news this week, Happily Ever After Fairy Tales for Every Child has been given the green light for a second season, starting off with a multicultural retelling of Pinocchio, featuring Will Smith, Charles Dutton, and Garrett Morris.
If you two don't find me some new talent, don't you ever even think about coming back here.
We're all on this planet together, and hopefully it will, compel families to sit down and talk about differences in people and how differences in people and individuals can be good.
Others on board for the new season include John Cicada, Chris Rock, Rita Moreno, and Cheetah Rivera.
On 1 and 2.
On 1 and 2.
You work for me, and your job is very simple.
And finally, this may look like old-time radio, but in fact HBO is in production on a new cutting-edge adult animated series called Spawn. It's a dark and mysterious tale based on the popular comic book of the same name. And HBO cast the rich voices of L.A. Law's Richard Dysart and film and Broadway star Keith David to bring the characters to life.
The battle between heaven and hell is constant, ongoing, incident after incident, part of an unending chain.
I know how you feel.
This is different than any animated work I've ever done, and I think it's different than anything I've ever seen.
Let me try it. It was 79 into 80. Please do.
79 and 80, take 14.
Answers mean no pain. Who do you work for?
In the series, Keith David plays a former CIA operative who has died and been reincarnated as the Devil Spawn.
He's one of the most fascinating characters I've ever played. I mean, I really like him. I feel for him. He's wonderfully interesting. He's sort of like Darth Vader fighting to get back to the Force.
The new adult animated series, Spawn, is scheduled to debut on HBO later this year.
Next on HBO. Pound for pound, the best fighters in the world fight here. HBO Sports presents Boxing After Dark. Gotti versus Rodriguez and Canizales versus Jones. Something special's on next.
The same hieroglyphics over and over.
What do they say?
We are watching you.
He's a casualty of the war on drugs.
He lost his eyes in Russia during the cartel wars. Now he's in narcotics, Metro Division.
Assigned to protect a woman.
Supposedly, I've had sex with over 150 million men.
Who is virtually inaccessible.
Was it good for you?
From the killers who cloned their way to the top.
Cloned sex slaves.
Who controls technology controls the future.
It's called Hellraiser.
Everything you feel in this game is real. Dead real.
Do or die, brother. Lorenzo Lamas, Chris Sarandon, Peter Coyote, and Carrie Salim. The HBO world premiere movie, Terminal Justice. Premieres Friday, April 5th on HBO.
It was better killing through chemistry. Imagine a world where cats and dogs are dinner. Where animals are senselessly brutalized. A world where bloody fiestas are commonly practiced. This is your world, right now. Join America Undercover and explore nature's dark side. To love or kill, man versus animal. Coming in April on HBO.
From the Redcoats to the Beatles, British invasion has been part of America's history for more than 200 years. Now it's time to return the favor. Our very own Prince Di has become a royal pain as HBO gets ready to premiere the 7th season of Tales from the Crypt. With 13 all-new episodes shot entirely on location in jolly old England, the birthplace of Gothic gloom and doom. Featuring top British stars like Natasha Richardson.
Hello, Daddy.
Emma Samms and Leslie Phillips.
Can I help you?
While the likes of Bob Hoskins have signed on to direct this new onslaught of slaughter. But can a tea and crumpet sensibility truly appreciate HBO's slash and gore?
Townsend and Crypt, yeah. I think they're great. I've loved them for years.
Boasting a past lineup of players that reads like a Hollywood who's who, big-name actors are nothing new to tales. But what convinced England's finest to join the Cryptkeeper's parade of stars?
Well, it's nice being horrible and shouting, yes. I just enjoy doing something that's short and to the point and fun. And it turns every other page, you know, twists and turns around.
It was that my old friend Bob Hoskins called me up and said, would you do this? It's for a week and we'll have a laugh. And I'm directing it, and I said, sure.
Best known for his brilliant acting career, how did Bob Hoskins hold up as a director in the Crypt?
I'm longing to tell him when we finish, because he's one of the best directors I've ever worked with.
Cut! Beautiful.
I won't tell him until I'm finished, in case he changes.
But wait, isn't that the director sneaking into a scene or two?
I got totally conned into that. I was going through the cast and I said, who should we get for Redmond? I see him rather as sort of a tall, sort of elegant kind of fella, you know. Oh, do you? We actually saw him as quite a squat little fella, you know, quite round and probably bald. Oh, did you? I'm trying to think. And suddenly I realised, I looked around the room and everybody was looking at me. I thought, I'm playing Redmond.
But why did HBO's Prince of Wales set sail for England?
One of the reasons why we came to London was to take advantage of these locations.
Look at this castle. It's covered in gargoyles. The most frightening things you've ever seen.
What exactly is it about the King of Fright that keeps him screaming with delight on both sides of the Atlantic?
There is a fascination for, this sort of wickedness, you know, evil. I love it.
The magic of the Crypt is really murder, mayhem, and just a right touch of humor.
Would more than likely cause Father to roll over in his grave. Sorry, Father.
And with the all-new London Tales from the Crypt, we have just one last thing to say. Ghoul Britannia. Long live the scream. Premieres Friday, April 19th on HBO.
If you missed the Night of the Young Heavyweights Friday night on HBO, you missed a sensational knockout.
Ruiz is rocked in the first 20 seconds of the bout. He takes a vicious left-hand shot on the way down.
A tremendous upset.
And that's a big target for Wilson, and he floors Shannon Briggs.
A no-holds-barred brawl.
Here comes Gallant.
So make sure you're ringside when HBO writes the next chapter in boxing history with HBO Boxing After Dark. Gotti versus Rodriguez. Canizales versus Jones. Coming up next on HBO.
For him, going straight is a lost cause. Trusting the cops is a bad move.
Give me some names.
But doing both is the kiss of death.
I will do whatever I have to do to protect me and mine. Jeez, what you been eating? See me now.
David Caruso, Samuel L. Jackson, and Nicolas Cage, Kiss of Death. Premieres Saturday, April 13th on HBO.
Whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I like that.
Stop cyberspacing out. Here's the sex connection you've been surfing for. So don't just sit there with your mouse in your hand. Double-click onto 4 Hot Fridays of the best sex you've never had. Sex Bites premieres Friday, April 19th on HBO. Log on and take a bite.
London, serene city on the Thames. Not exactly. It's been infested, molested, digested by tales from the Crypt. Stand by as a brand new season oozes from Gothic England straight onto our Friday night schedule of treats. Premieres Friday, April 19th on HBO.
Passion, mystery, betrayal, lust, deception, Strangers, a sexy new adult series. Premieres Friday, April 19th on HBO. There's nothing more seductive than the unknown.
first name, or do I just call you Baz?
You know, you drive almost slow enough to drive Miss Daisy.
Yeah, you got it all figured out, don't you?
Oh, you got to have faith, player.
I'm a bad boy.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come?
HBO. Why fight it?